Welcome to Eerie Bites of History, your daily serving of strange bites of the past. Today, we have a groundbreaking glimpse of the world, a film that defied convention, and a deadly betrayal, all of which happened on August 14th. Let's begin. On August 14th, 1959, the satellite Explorer 6 sent back what humanity had never seen before, the very first photo of the Earth taken from space. Launched by the United States, a small, paddle-shaped satellite was designed for scientific experiments, but one of the most haunting contributions was a grainy, black and white image of our planet captured from 17,000 miles away. The picture wasn't the clear blue marble that we're used to seeing today. It was more like a ghostly half-shadow of the Earth, a pale curve of cloud and ocean against infinite black space. Even in its fuzziness, it was deeply unsettling and awe-inspiring because, for the first time in all of human history, we saw our home not as an endless horizon, but as a fragile sphere. This photograph quietly shifted the way scientists, politicians, and ordinary people thought about our world. It hinted at the idea that borders are invisible from space, and that our planet is finite. In the vastness of the universe, it is our only refuge. The surreal image didn't just change technology, it changed perception. It reminded us, in a single frame, how small and delicate our existence really is. On August 14th, 1975, audiences in the United Kingdom got their first look at the film that would eventually redefine what it meant to be a cult classic. The Rocky Horror Picture Show, directed by Jim Sharma and adapted into the stage musical The Rocky Horror Show. It was a strange, gender-blending mix of science fiction, campy horror, glam rock, and outrageous comedy. Viewers were introduced to Dr. Frankenfurter, a sweet transvestite from transsexual Transylvania, and a cast of eccentric characters in a story that was both equal parts parody and a celebration of B-movies. But when it premiered, it was far from a hit. Critics were baffled, mainstream audiences walked out, and the box office numbers tanked. The film seemed destined to vanish into obscurity, until something unusual happened. Late-night movie theaters in the US began showing it at midnight. A small devoted group of fans started returning week after week. They dressed as the characters, shouted lines back at the screen, and even acted out the scenes in front of the audience. This interactive viewing turned Rocky Horror into more than just a movie. It became a community ritual, a celebration of nonconformity, a safe space for self-expression. Over time, it spread across the globe, cementing its place as the longest-running theatrical release in history. A film once rejected by the masses became a phenomenon because its audience claimed it as their own. Maybe that's the magic. Some stories aren't just meant to be given to people, they're meant to be taken by them. On August 14th, in the year 1040, the fields near Elgin, in northern Scotland, ran red with blood. King Duncan I, ruler of the Scots, faced his cousin Macbeth in battle. It was no theatrical dagger in the night like Shakespeare would later imagine. No witches on health, no whispers about treachery in the dark. Instead, it was open warfare, the brutal clash of two men, each claiming the right to rule. Duncan was only in his mid-30s, relatively young for a monarch, and by most accounts an ambitious but somewhat reckless leader. Macbeth, a seasoned military commander, had his own claim to the throne of his mother's royal bloodline. Their rivalry came to a head when Duncan led his army north to suppress what he believed was a rebellion. Instead, he found himself outmatched by Macbeth's forces. The battle was fierce but decisive. Duncan was killed in the fighting, and within days, Macbeth was crowned King of Scotland. For the next 17 years, he would rule not as the bloodthirsty tyrant of Shakespeare's play, but as a capable and, at times, even respected monarch. If Duncan had survived that day, the trajectory of Scotland's monarchy could have been entirely different. Perhaps centuries of legend that followed, the witches and the prophecies and the cursed name of Macbeth, would have never existed at all. History might have remembered him not as the tragic king cut down in his prime, but a man who secured Scotland's future. Like your history snack-sized? Drop us a comment with your favorite bite and subscribe. Join us daily for your eerie dose of the past.